Hello and welcome back to Sprite Guard Plays Zenith. This is just a quick little tutorial to show you how to get from the starting area to some places where you can ride on the ceiling. That's something that I found out you could do when I read an interview on the Unity website, where they were interviewing different Unity developers, and they interviewed the Arcane Kids as one of their developer profiles. And really offhandedly they mention one of them, I think Russell Honor, working on getting skating on the ceiling to work and having trouble with it and it working sometimes. It was a really brief mention, but I saw that and it was like it was not even clear whether or not it made it into the final game, and so I had to experiment around for a while before I figured out how to make it happen. You need a couple of things. You need a ceiling that is not quite horizontal, and then you need a way of throwing yourself at the ceiling. And neither of those are really common in Zenith. There are not a lot of places that even have ceilings, and most of the ceilings are pretty small. The easiest place to do this is in the underground city. And I'm going to take a little bit of a shortcut here, but you can go the old route, the normal route, if you prefer. But this should be familiar if you watched my series or any of my speed runs. Let's see, I actually want to go up this way, grab onto the wall there, go up that jump, through here. And there may be a quicker way of doing this. This is kind of the way that I've found that gets me really consistently into the underground city. I think there are some much simpler ways of doing it. Come around here, like you were getting into the speed loop. You just want to launch yourself up here, down this way, and that takes you up to this. Grab onto this first wall. And I actually even want to probably jump off of it a little earlier, because you need to actually grab onto this one right here. And then depending on how fast you're going, you want to grab onto this wall, and that will launch you. You need about 300 to make it with a jump, and about 400 to make it without jumping. And then you want to hold the gravity button to build up some speed going down this. Get off of that platform and up this kind of half-pipey thing. Hold jump, and that will stick you to the ceiling. And it will take a while of playing around with the angles to get so that you can really consistently go across the ceiling. And then that will just dump you right out by the exit. And you can ride this back into the city proper. Or you're coming off of the ceiling, you have a lot of options for where you can land in the underground city if you want to stay down there. There are a couple of places in the city proper where you can ride on the ceiling, and I'm going to use debug just because it makes getting around a little bit easier. The first one is actually very close to, this is the same strip that we rode into the underground city. But if you come down onto this platform underneath it, then you can actually drop under it, and when you go off of that jump, you hit the jump button and then hold it down until you stick to the ceiling. And then the last place that you can do this is over. Let's see. This area is actually a little bit tricky to get to, especially without debug. With debug, it's not as difficult. But you just go off of that jump, and you hold down jump when you go off of it, and that will take you along the ceiling a little bit. And I don't actually know of any use for any of these. I haven't found. I've been working on a little routine that goes into the underground city and then immediately leaves. And so that makes use of riding on the ceiling. But I have not really found any practical use for it beyond that. Something that just occurred to me is that up here there is a ramp. So I wonder if there's a way to use this ramp. It looks like it's just going to launch us straight out of here. But maybe if we hit it at the right angle... So it's a bit tricky. You have to kind of be heading along it at a particular angle, and I don't entirely know what that angle is relative to the ceiling, but it requires that you be hitting it as though it were a wall, is my understanding. And so there are a few places where you can set that up really easily, a few places where it's a bit trickier to set up. I've found a few little short ceilings that you can ride along. If you start looking for it, you'll find places. And there are lots of other fun and interesting things that you can do in this game. So that is how to ride the ceiling in Zenith. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.